At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data. We have ignition sequence start. The engine's now building up to 7.7 million pounds of thrust. We have a launch commit and we have a liftoff. Moving back. The Saturn V lifting off with power.
And welcome back to 105.9 The Radiator, the rocket show, with me, your host, Tom Proctor. And with me now, it brings me great pleasure to welcome a good friend, Griffin Moyer. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
I'm very well. Really, really excited you've agreed to come on the show. So appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
We always like kicking it off with a song, so I would like to introduce it and take it away.
Sure. This one is called You Never Know.
Never know when life's gonna leave. No, you never know when life's gonna leave. Well, I didn't know a mother, let alone her at all, or the emptiness inside like a hospital hall. Did she find out from a call or from the wetness of her father's sleep? Never know when life's gonna leave. Well, you never know when your day's gonna come. No, you never know when your day's gonna come. Be it fire, be it lead, be it hunger, be it stone, be it with the one I love, be it in my bed alone. I just hope I don't go out thinking about the things that I should have done. No, you never know when your day's gonna come. Well, I hope that I get buried near a tree. Yeah, I hope that I get buried near a tree. My skin unto the earth as I sail the endless shore. My bones into the roots of the curling sycamore. Yeah, I want something good to come from this thing that I call me. So I hope that I get buried near a tree. Yeah, I wonder if God is a place. A chair and a guitar by the undulating sea. A meadow of everything that was and will be. Or maybe just the darkness of a void you can't touch, only embrace. I wonder if God is a place. Never know when life's gonna leave. No, you never know when life's gonna leave. Well, I didn't know her mother, let alone her at all. And I hope she's doing better. I hope her mother saw that in some way, shape or form we are all nothing and everything indeed. Life's gonna leave.
Griffin Moyer there with You Never Know. Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Do you want to tell me a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. So I wrote that song, about a year ago now. Man, that's wild. About a year ago. My girlfriend at the time, one of her coworkers, her mother died, and I don't know the whole story behind it, but my girlfriend's coworker, she was about my age, like early to mid 20s, and her mom was pretty young, like I think 40s or 50s, somewhere around there. And I never heard about what happened to her, but it just kind of threw me for a loop because she was supposed to be really healthy. And it's like, man, that, you know, that kind of thing can just kind of come out of nowhere. And yeah, that's the kind of the thing that inspired it. And so the song is kind of like, oh man, you never know when it's going to happen. And then kind of going down this train is like, well, what if it did happen? Would I be happy with myself? Oh man.
It seems like 3 a.m. talks to yourself.
Yeah, just like ruminations going on in your head for way too long.
Just your brain just kind of just making sure that you stay awake until your 7 a.m. alarm clock.
Yeah, love that. You don't need sleep.
No, you don't need sleep.
It's unnecessary.
You turn it into something beautiful. So
yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your musical journey. I mean, you and I know each other a little bit, so I know you used to be in a cappella band, for instance, but I'm pretty sure that's not. Pretty sure that's not how it started. So you're a very accomplished guitar player, and tell me how that kind of ended up manifesting into becoming a singer-songwriter.
Sure. Let's see. So I started off playing piano when I was like 8 or something like that. My parents got me onto it, and it was fine. But then in 7th grade, I was like, "But Metallica's cool." So I started playing electric guitar. And then somewhere in like 8th or 9th grade is when I found more like singer-songwriter type music, and it came at a time when I think I really needed it, and so it just kind of stuck with me, and I always liked it. And I didn't really write music for a long time, like I did it kind of on and off, and never really committed to it. And then it was maybe like a year or two ago that I was like, okay, I really want to start actually working towards this and playing more and writing more. And then it was about a year ago that I was like, okay, I'm actually getting to a place where I like the stuff I'm writing. So it took a very long time to get there, but you know, everyone takes a different path.
And we were speaking a little bit prior to COVID, just kind of after COVID hit, and you were mentioning that because you live in Virginia now, you used to live in Vermont, and you were mentioning you were starting to like play open mics and whatnot, just as COVID hit. So as kind of a new emerging artist with all these great ideas and these songs, how does it feel to you to kind of like have to like go into like 3rd gear just as you're getting to like 4th?
Well, in short, it sucks. I'll say that much. Yeah, because I don't know. I was finally getting out and playing original music for people. Like I was used to playing covers and stuff like that for my family and friends, and just playing music around with friends and stuff like that. But this is the first time that I actually got up and started playing my own material, and people were really liking it, and it was giving me a lot of, I guess, affirmation is the word for it. And it was really inspiring to kind of get to that point, and it was just kind of like fueling the fire, like, oh man, this is great. I want to keep writing stuff and keep going out and playing. And so then finally, of course, once I started getting comfortable, COVID hit, and then that got shut down real quick. So yeah.
But how is that helped at all with any like songwriting or kind of a bit more introspection, or is it kind of a case of, oh god, I was so close, and then it's kind of it's now 6 months in the future rather than it should be right now?
Well, it's given me a lot of time for songwriting, so that, you know, it has its ups and its downs, I guess. Like I haven't been able to really perform that much, but I've gotten to take a lot of time for writing and experimentation and trying not to care as much about like every single song, because I have all this time to write, you know, whatever. So not every song needs to be perfect by any means. So I don't know. Yeah, it's giving me a lot of space to think, I guess.
And you've got very intricate, clever lyrics that involve like turns of phrases and simple lines or double meanings or triple meanings. How do you kind of come up with these? Is it kind of a case of gathering them as you kind of live, or is it you kind of sit down and you think about it wholesale? Is it one song in one moment that kind of comes out?
It just kind of comes out. I definitely don't think of like certain phrases and I'm like, ooh, I could fit that somewhere, or like I could fit that around. Usually I just write a very bad version of the song first. Like most of them, I feel like most songs are probably, even the best songs are probably terrible when they're first written. And then, you know, you can edit it as much as you want to put in the interesting turns of phrases or whatever, you know.
Yeah. So is it usually the melody and the actual tune itself that you kind of get first, and then it's sticking the lyrics in after that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely a music first, lyrics later person, because I need like somewhat of a rhythmic framework to fit something into, and I found that I can kind of communicate my feelings better through the actual music first. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a certain way. How am I feeling? I can sit down with the guitar and then play something. I'm like, okay, that's probably about right. I can fit, I come up with a melody, I can fit something to that. And definitely kind of putting the words together for how I'm feeling is more difficult. So, yeah.
Well, I'd love to hear another song. Would you like to kind of tell us a little bit about it before or after?
I can do before. This is a much faster song. It's called My Younger Days. And I wrote this at a time when I had a very boring day at work. And I had a great dream about my friend who's a farmer in Virginia. I had a dream where he was teaching me how to grow various vegetables, which of course by dream logic means I have to put a strawberry in the ground and a watermelon comes out. So yeah, that's kind of the basis for this.
Love it. All right, take it away.
Yep.
Pretend that I'm busy as my body wastes away, and I pretend that I'm content with each delirious numbing day, and I pretend to laugh at all of the bullshit you say. Yeah, my mind flew out the window about an hour ago. Well, I know I should be thinking about my purpose in the world, but I can't stop thinking about what I could be doing with a girl. If we quit this tired life, let uncertainty unfurl. Well, I know there's gotta be someone who feels about the same. At night I dream, at night I dream, just beyond the fence there's a rickety house of friends, and I found the quickest way between the states. Dan, you could teach me how to grow watermelon and peaches, and I never regret my younger days. Well, I'd be remiss if I said I wasn't thankful for what I've got. Got a guitar, a bed, a roof over my head, and a variety of digital clocks. But each day they say the flow of time never stops. It's just a riptide and it'll drag you out to sea. So I've run the numbers once or twice and it works out pretty well. If I eat nothing but eggs and beans and rice for a year or so, I could be very well on my way to that glorious day where I leave this office cell. I could leave this brick-lined city of the bourgeoisie. Well, at night I dream, at night I dream, yeah, just beyond the fence there's a rickety house of friends, and I found a little rip in the fabric of time and space. Damn, you could teach me how to grow watermelon and peaches, and I never regret my younger days. Damn, you could teach me how to grow watermelon and peaches, and I never regret my younger days.
Griffin Moyer there with Younger Days. So it sounded like a moment in that song that it would be, there was a band waiting to kind of come in. Have you ever thought about getting a band together, and what would that sound like if you did?
Oh man, I have no idea. Honestly, for that song, I have no idea. I have a couple other songs that I've kind of thought of, if I was to have more production to it, what it would sound like. And I'd want to do more like simplistic, pretty much just like really easy drums on the snare with brushes and like very easy bass line. But that's about it, and maybe like some keys, but that's about it. And nothing too complex. I hadn't really thought about it for that song. What are you thinking?
There was a moment where it was like a pause, and it felt like There's a City in Colour song, The Girl, where first half of it is man with acoustic guitar. Second half it comes in heavier with a band, and it just triggered that thought in my head that song would work well in the same manner. But.
Yeah, it's a lot of like big drums and horns and stuff. Is it? I might have that completely wrong.
I don't think. No, I'll have to play it to you afterwards. But I don't know. Just something that kind of like crossed my mind. So this is the first time you're being recorded properly, right?
Yes, that is very true. I have nothing out anywhere.
Well, we always like a big Heavy World exclusive. But you're obviously very talented and you've got a lot of songs. So what's the plan for kind of getting in the studio?
I'm not quite sure. There's somebody that I know in the DC area who he's a producer, and he said that he would help me record some stuff. My good friend who I grew up playing music with, who lives in Nashville, he has an album out, and a lot of his friends are producers, and so he's kind of offered the same thing. And I've also, kind of messed around with the idea of recording myself and just doing kind of like a terrible quality recording type thing. I feel like everybody's like first EP or album needs to just be terrible quality, right?
Oh, that's for sure. The amount of people I interview on this show that are either in your position or one album in or two albums in, and after you interview them the first album, it's like, oh yeah, no, it was great to do. It was fantastic. I needed to get it down. It's like a baby to me. But it was garbage. It was rubbish. I learned all these terrible things I need to do differently in the next album, and then you see them like an album or two later, and the production quality just gets exponentially better.
Yeah.
But I think everyone needs that first garbage album just to know what not to do.
Yeah, and definitely, I maybe a year or two ago, when I first started really writing, I was thinking a lot about production and kind of how I'd want it to sound, and I was experimenting with recording and doing all these different things. But my songs really weren't that good. Not that they're good now, but like, but I kind of realized like I need to focus less on what it could sound like and what the actual song is, because you can take a terrible song and put a bunch of stuff on it, and it's still a terrible song. So I've just been trying to work on the writing aspect of it mostly.
Well, with that in mind, if you were to like sit down and do like a record or even an album, would it have like a certain theme or a streak it runs through it with like a common theme, or does everything you have, it's kind of like, is it more scattered and a little bit more eclectic?
When you say common theme, do you mean like a theme musically or like lyrically?
Yeah, both.
Or content?
Do you feel like you have like common themes lyrically or musically that run through the music that you make? And would you then replicate that in an album, or are you more eclectic?
I don't really know, because I kind of feel like a lot of my songs are all over the place in the terms of what they kind of sound like. But when I've played them for other people, they're like, no, that's you. Like, that doesn't really sound like you're all over the place. It's very much your style. So I think the most important part is being, this is gonna sound super cheesy, but just being honest and being true to kind of like what you are trying to put out. I feel like as long as you are being honest and in your lyrics, you're being emotionally, just honest. That's really the only word I'm looking for. That common thread will come out, in the sense that it's you're making it.
Before COVID hit and you got to go to a few bars and play some of your original music, did you find that playing it was liberating or difficult, because you do have that kind of honesty in your lyrics and you are bearing your soul a little bit?
It was difficult at first, but once I started doing it and then I was getting a good response to it, I was like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. So yeah, there are definitely, also there are more songs that are difficult, more difficult than others. Some of my songs are much more vulnerable and much more like personal. So those are the ones I kind of keep on the back burner.
Yeah.
Or at least I was keeping them on the back burner when I was performing live for a while. But I got those out, and it felt good to get them out. So
yeah, and to a relatively sympathetic audience, if it was like open mics and whatnot. So I'm guessing other musicians around and there to kind of talk about the actual musicality of it.
Yeah, and especially the other thing is at open mic, I mean, you want to think that most people are like listening really intently, but half of them are musicians who are just like overthinking their set and are really nervous about going on. And the other half are drunk. So they aren't really listening.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, like, you know, you're bearing your soul and everything, but the chances of people actually like listening intently to every single line is, and then coming up to you to give you a hug afterwards might be more than or less than one. So I mean, in terms of like what you like writing though, I mean, you more of a do you find yourself writing more of these kind of like happy-go-lucky songs, or do you find yourself writing these more of like emotionally naked kind of songs?
I definitely have a tendency to write more like emotionally naked, sad type songs. That last one that I played probably was not exactly representative of all of the type of stuff that I normally do. I definitely gravitate more towards writing sadder songs, but at some point it's like, dude, okay, come on. Like nobody just wants to hear like 10 songs straight in a row. They're like, oh, someone left me. You know, nobody wants that. So
I mean, some people do, but you don't want them as fans.
Yeah, some people do, but you know, you gotta mix it up for your sanity and for the audience's sanity, for sure.
For sure. Well, this would be usually the time where I ask you to kind of promote yourself and ask you to tell us all your social media handles and whatnot, but you're kind of a bit bereft on that one.
Yeah, so let me promote myself. I have nothing out. I have a Facebook, but I don't go on it. I have an Instagram. I do have an Instagram. It's Griffin, GRIFFIN _ bees. I don't have bees, and I have posted 2 things. So it's a great account. You're gonna get a lot of content from it.
Don't turn up there for music news or B news.
Yeah, not the place. It's a bit misleading.
If those are your two interests. Well, we got to that time for about one more song. So what have you got to play us out?
Yeah, I got one more. I don't have a name for this one yet.
Oh yeah, could you tell us a little bit about this song actually?
Oh, okay. So if I mess this up, it's because I just wrote this last night. So we'll see how it goes. But I like the song a lot. So let's see. Am I feeling high, low? We'll do low. Okay.
Restless but falling asleep.
That's what I do when I forget the words. Well, it's gonna come back. Oh, maybe not. I can do a different one.
Oh well.
Man, I practiced it so many times out there. I'm like, I'm not gonna forget that second line. I swear I'm not. And you know, there we go.
Lo and behold, under the bright studio lights.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is another song that I did not write last night, so this will be good.
Sometimes I wonder if I feel too much. One day I'm elated, the next I'm blue. And I get caught up in some dumb such and such, and let it go to get caught up in something new. So pour, pour, pour till I overflow, because the high is about always worth the low. Ooh, I fall in love too easy. Yeah, even when I know it's a mistake. If you're the wall to turn you'd like. I'm just tired of walking straight, so I'm just gonna walk to where the moonbeams shine. So pour, pour, pour till I overflow, because the highs are always worth the low. So pour, pour, pour till I overflow, because the highs about always worth the low.
Griffin Moyer there with, I don't think you introduced the song.
Overflow.
Overflow. Well, we really appreciate you coming in, Griffin.
Yeah.
I've been wanting this album for a long time, so the fact I could bully you into it, I was pretty chuffed at.
No, you didn't have to bully me too much. I was happy to do it. Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No worries. And big thank you to XO Aero for coming on earlier on. Next week we have got Insider. So check us out for that one. It will be the same time, same place, Wednesday at 8 on 105.9 The Radiator. This has been The Rocket Shop. I've been your host, Tom Proctor, and good night.